I have a daughter. Her name is Monica. And when she was just 3 years old, she did something amazing. She did something that if all the children of the world knew it, they would sing songs about her just like they sing about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Because this is the story of how Monica saved Christmas. It all started in early December. My family went up to Ogden to my parents' house and we were having our Christmas party. And we went to the Ogden City Christmas Village. The Christmas Village was something that was very old when I was a child. And so by the time my daughter saw it, it was ancient, nigh to falling apart. What it was, in the middle of Ogden, there was a park. And there were sidewalks with lights, and every so often there was a Christmas Village house. Now the Christmas Village house was probably 6 feet tall, 10 feet wide, 5 feet deep, and the front was made out of plexiglass. And on the inside of the Christmas Village house, there were Christmas scenes. Well, we take my little Monica, she's like in snow pants and boots and hats, and she's like this, you know. And we take her and she's holding our hand like a good little girl. And then we get to the first Christmas Village house and she... Because when you're 3 years old, you know Christmas is good, but you don't have all of the knowledge. You know, there's things you need to know about Christmas, and she just stared for a solid 2 minutes. And then she took off as fast. She darted in and out and through someone's legs. She gets to the next Christmas Village house and she... And we ran up and caught up with her. Well, my favorite Christmas Village house growing up was the elves making the treats. Now, the Christmas Village was before the days of blow-up lawn ornaments or the drive-through Christmas light displays you can go to. No. The Christmas Village dated back to paper mache. Because the elves all had perfectly balloon-shaped heads. And they had fake fur hair, and the little girl elves had little 2-inch piggies right there. And bright blue eyeshadow in big ovals. But they were robotic Christmas elves. So my favorite Christmas Village house was the elves making the treats, and there was one elf rolling out the pies. There was another elf taking out the cookies out of the oven. And there was another elf painting the red stripe on the candy cane. And Monica loved it. Well, we go and we're looking at all the Christmas Village houses, and then we get to one where and then she starts to shake. She sees it. It's a barn. There is a barn. There is a space for Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, all of the reindeer. Up above is a baby mobile that 12 little reindeer were circling around as if they were flying. And now in front, there was Rudolph. His nose blinked on and off. And there was Santa. He was petting Rudolph back and forth, back and forth. And with his other hand, he had a carrot, and he was shoving it into the mouth, back and forth. And Monica goes, Mommy, 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 I love the magic flying reindeer. And that's when my husband got involved. He goes, yep, I love the magic flying reindeer too. I think they're delicious. Monica just looked up at her dad. And then she looked at me because, well, sometimes my children try to get understanding from me. And I was like, I don't know what to even think about that. But then Another Christmas village beckoned her and she took off. Well, the next day, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was playing on the TV. And I put it on and she just laid on her stomach. She was like entranced, like sucking in all the Christmas knowledge you could get. And after she was done, she goes, "Oh, Mommy, I love the magic flying reindeer." And my husband says, "Yup, come here, Monica. You come sit right here on my lap." He says, "Yup, I love the magic flying reindeer too. I think they're delicious. And Monica, there is this thing. It's called a trap. It's pokey up on the outsides, and when the reindeer steps in the middle, it goes whack onto the reindeer's leg. I'm gonna put one on the roof, and when I hear the reindeer go thump on the roof, I'm gonna crawl up on the roof, I'm gonna drag it down, and I'm going to make reindeer stew for breakfast." Monica wiggled off of her daddy's lap at that point. And then she puts her little hands on her 3-year-old hips and she goes, "Daddy, we don't eat stew for breakfast." But then he said, "Okay, for lunch." And I saw the color drain out of my daughter's face. And I said, "Come here, Monica. Let's go read a story. You've had enough of your daddy today." I would love to say that my husband, I would love to say that telling your 3-year-old that you're going to trap and eat his reindeer is uncommon or unusual, but my husband's sense of humor is different. Like my youngest daughter, when she was just 4 years old, he convinced her she wanted to get a lump of coal for Christmas because lumps of coal were simply baby diamonds. And if you put the lump of coal underneath your pillow and put the pressure of your head, eventually you'll get a diamond and you have some really great eyeliner in the process. Explain that one to Santa. "I want a lump of coal." Anyway. So like I said, that my husband told my 3-year-old daughter that he was going to trap and eat Santa reindeer. I would love to say it was unusual, but that's just kind of the way we roll at our house. Well, the next day, Monica wakes up. She goes, "Mommy, I need to write a letter to Santa." I said, "Oh, that is a good idea. I will help you write your letter to Santa once we put the baby down for the nap." And she goes, "Mommy, I really need to write a letter to Santa." "Mommy, I want to write a letter to Santa." "Mommy, I think it's time for me to write a letter to Santa." "Mommy, isn't Spencer tired and ready to go down for his nap? Because I really want to write a letter to Santa." And at 7:34 in the morning, Mommy decided it was time for her to write her letter to Santa because I was going to get nothing done until that chore was done. So we get out the crayons and the paper because she's 3, she can't write. And I start writing the letter. They were big fat crayons and she takes some black and she takes some brown and she takes some red. She is into the art, And I write the letter, "Dear Santa, my name is Monica. I'm 3 years old and I've been very good and I would like a baby doll if that's okay. Love, Monica." And I read Monica the letter and she says, "Mommy, the reindeer! The reindeer!" And sometimes mommies are dense. So I said, "Okay, P.S. I love your magic flying reindeer." And then I looked over at her art. And like any good mommy, I said, "Monica, tell me about your picture." She goes, "Oh, Mommy, this right here, this is Rudolph. And this is his magic red nose. And this, Mommy, this is the big black pot. He's going to trap and eat him and cook him in." Oh, great. I took the art and the letter, we put it together, we put it in the envelope, we went and we sent it off. But 2 days later, I am going down the stairs with a basket of laundry on my hip and the baby in the other, and I hear Monica. She is like pounding on my phone when we used to have phones that like just stayed in a room. She was pounding on the thing and she was going, Santa, Santa, hello Santa, I can't hear you, Santa, and she's just pounding. Little did I know that she had just seen a commercial on the TV that said for $7.95 a minute you could talk to Santa. I think she called Australia or Zimbabwe. You know, I don't know. But we told her that calling Santa was very naughty and she should not do that anymore. And she understood what that meant, so she didn't. Well, the next weekend there was a big neighborhood party. It was up at a place called Aspen Grove, and all morning long we'd been sledding and tubing. We went into the lodge and there was great homemade chili and donuts to eat, and everybody was enjoying the conversation when the big man came in. Red from head to foot. He walked in, ho, 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 and Monica saw him. She wiggled out of my arms like a little slimy snake, and she started darting towards Santa. She started pushing over kids twice her size. She gets up right in front of Santa, and she's so small that she bangs him on his fat belly, and she says, Santa, Santa, my daddy is going to trap and eat your reindeer. The whole room went silent. All of the parents turned and they looked at my husband. Then all of the children, they turned and they looked at my husband. But Santa didn't miss a beat. He sat down and he put my little daughter on his lap and he said, what did you say? Oh, Santa, my dad has a thing, it's called trap, it's pokey, and he steps and goes whack! And he said, you must be Monica. I got your letter. And Monica, don't you worry. I know how to take care of little boys like your daddy. Monica wiggled off his lap as fast as a whistle. She didn't even tell him she wanted a baby doll. She didn't care that she could have got the 2-inch long candy cane. She just walked up to her dad and she says, Santa knows how to take care of little boys like you, Daddy. So, Christmas Eve came. We put our children to bed, and in the morning they woke up and Santa had come. They got out their toys, but underneath the tree there was a new gift. One that wasn't part of the gifts I brought. No, it was new in the middle of the night. It was a great big box with red foil wrapping and a big fluffy red bow. The most beautiful wrapping I would never do because I don't do that. But it said to Ken from Santa. Ken's my husband. And he lifted off the lid and there was a bunch of packing peanuts and on the top was a letter. And it said, Dear Ken, trapping Santa's reindeer is naughty. Love, Santa. He moved some of the packing peanuts, and there was a ginormous lump of gold. And that's how my 3-year-old daughter, Monica, saved Christmas.